And of course, for those of you just joining us, this is the 67th episode of African Cocktail coming to you from Africa Radio with your midweek friend Ernest Kanjo. And of course, I want to say good afternoon to all my friends who are listening to me from Douala, Cameroon. And it is from Douala, Cameroon that we are going to get our correspondent Ifaana Qualar. Ifaana is with a special guest in this edition of the show. So, there we go. Ifaana, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Ernest and listeners of African Cocktails. Welcome to Central Africa and precisely Douala. It is a sunny in Douala as the rain starts disappearing. With me today, Ernest, is an upcoming Cameroon actress, Atem Ebai Ayuk. But before I interview Ayuk, I would like to give you a little light on a peace concert that took place in Yaoundé during the weekend. To commemorate the International Day of Peace that is celebrated every 21st of September, Masterpiece Cameroon, together with Inspire Africa and SOA, organized a concert in Yaoundé under the theme Creating Peace Together. Artists present at this concert were Ada, DJ Chooks, Daddy Black, Yomo, and many upcoming artists. It was a great event as the peace was preached through songs. Ada said, music is one of the greatest voices you can ever hear everywhere in the world. And now, Ernest, let's talk to Ayuk. Hello. So how are you feeling today, Ayuk? Very bright, healthy, happy. Okay. So who is Atem Ebai Ayuk? Well, I would say Ayuk is a 31-year-old woman with a master's degree in human resource management who loves acting. Wow, you have a lot of talent. So when did you start acting? I started acting when I was a toddler. Wow. Yes, I can remember the role I played. I was an Egyptian princess, the black among the white. I was schooling in Leamington Spa, England, and I played the role of an African princess. I was so happy. You can't imagine. I have a picture up to this. Wow, that's interesting. So you started acting from stage play? Yes, okay. So what inspired you to get into acting? I've always loved showbiz. As I said, from a tender age. I loved ballet, I loved opera, I loved singing, I loved acting. My parents always said if I were in America or England, they know for sure that I would have been in showbiz. Okay, you're not doing behind the camera. In front. Okay, in front of the camera. Okay, that's fine. So what was your first movie experience? Well, my first movie experience was Pink Poison in 2011. Okay. I was lucky to be available when the doctor who was to play one of the last scenes in Pink Poison was unavailable. So I was just pushed in. I was willing, I was ready, and I did the act for my first time. So somebody's disappointment was your appointment. Exactly. So how was the experience? How did you feel like? I was a bit nervous before going on set. I tried to talk with the director to be sure that I was going to deliver what he expected. The director was Deborah Lawrence. It was an stage production. And after I did my little role in Pink Poison, he gave me a head shake and said, that was really good for the first time. Wow, that's interesting. So, being in the Cameroon movie industry, what is your appreciation of the Cameroon film industry? The Cameroon film industry has a lot of talent. If we just had the exposure, the finance, the discipline, the means, we are going to explode. But the problem now that we face, I think, majorly, is the absence of finance. Okay. So what do you think we can do together to make this Cameroon film industry a big thing, like Bollywood, Hollywood, and the other woods here? Well, initially, I would think that we should have tried to change the government perspective on what filmmaking should be in Cameroon. But after being in the industry and talking with actors and actresses and people who have lived in the industry for years on end, I think that we have to really put in more of a personal effort and rely on our private sector, because the private sector makes more money and they are more willing to risk in order to gain. The government is not willing to risk because they have nothing to gain, and even if they do risk, they don't really lose anything if the money doesn't fulfill its function. So I think that we can rely more on the private sector, even though it is difficult. There is unity and a bit of discipline. I think we can make it through.
So what you're telling us is people in the private sector should get involved in the movie industry, produce movies, buy the movies.
Buying is the main thing. Cameroonians should love their product. If we get the habit of saying, I will buy this thing just because it's from Cameroon, things are going to go a long way. We need to have our local stations want to show our movies, not us begging them to or having to pay them to. The CD sells at a meager sum of 1,000 francs in Cameroon. People buy foreign products for so much more. They buy foreign CDs for so much more. People can just love our country and say, even if it's just to promote this industry, let me buy this CD. We shall go a long way.
So apart from acting, what else do you do?
Well, I'm a housewife, and I also work as the human resource at Brooks and Blake, Cameroon, which is a public relations agency.
I should be a successful woman. So what is the story, the secret behind your success?
Prayers and truthfulness to myself. I am somebody very strong against corruption, and I don't care to say it or stand up for it wherever I am. That's why I won't join politics.
You may not be a politician
because I can't tell a lie.
But you can play the role of a politician in a movie.
Of course,
That's true, that's fine. So how do you spend your leisure time?
I watch movies. I go around the house doing one or two things, and I try to spend as much time as I can with my kids, talking to them and understanding them.
Okay, that's interesting. So what's your favorite color?
Red.
Red. Why red?
I think red stands out on me especially, and it portrays a vibrant love, a passion for something.
The romantic side.
Well, I think I can say so.
Okay, that's interesting. Now your favorite food?
Spaghetti and chicken.
Spaghetti and chicken.
Yes.
You find that with your kids?
Yes.
They also love animal. They should love that. So tell us about your family.
My husband is a chartered accountant. He works with Oil, which is a petroleum company here in Cameroon. I have 4 kids. The first is 10. The last is turning 2 today. 2 years old today.
Oh, so today is his birthday.
Yes.
Can you shout out a happy birthday for him?
Happy birthday, Dylan.
Right.
Mommy loves you so much.
That's interesting.
So, talking about your husband,
How does he take this music thing? Maybe you hugging, kissing, getting married to somebody on set? How does he look at that?
well, to answer this question, I must say, Agbovi the debate, I owe you a big thanks.
Okay.
Without Agbovi the debate, I won't be doing movies in Cameroon. My husband was so against. When I got to the university, I had the opportunity to join Flash Network, which was one of the first movie-making companies that came to Cameroon at that time. He wouldn't know. It was a choice, film or me. Okay? And I was like, well, this film issue is not as if it's going to pay me millions. So I chose my life. But when age came into the picture, he became exposed to many things. He came to understand that all what you see on TV is not actually the way it happens in front of the camera. So now he's more accepting, he's more open. I still don't know how he reacts to me kissing somebody because it hasn't happened, but at least he's more open and he's accepting and very supportive.
That's interesting. You know, many people think that because you see a lady on set and doing all this things, she's just a very careless woman. But I know very responsible women who actually act and they don't do all the things you see them do. So what's your most embarrassing moment?
Well, I think my most embarrassing moment was during my court wedding, okay, when I had to kiss my husband in front of my parents for the first time. I must say that I loved kissing him, but that day I almost turned my cheek. I was so embarrassed.
Yes, that I always think of that all the time, like kissing your husband in front of your parents. Really difficult.
Yes.
So, any other projects in the pipeline?
For now, more movie acting. I'm thinking seriously about embarking on a distribution network for Cameroon films, but I'm still doing underground studies. I really want to embark on that to help my industry, and I'm still going to have more peace, all the producers out there, and basically doing something like a sales proprietorship where I'll be my own boss, make money on my own, and help other people.
That's interesting. You're really a hardworking woman. And this thing about being what did you say? There's something you want to do? A distributor. That's a great project. If everybody who loves the Cameroon movie industry thinks like you, believe me, you're going to go places.
Amen.
That's right. So if there's somebody out there who's a fan, who's always looking at Atem Ebai, like, I want to be like this, one was your fan.
I love you all. Appreciate me. Forgive my mistakes, and please don't think I'm perfect. I can always learn.
Yeah, and I can learn from you today that sometimes you need to choose family too.
Of course, once you make family your priority and you make it known, everybody respects your value, no matter what.
Okay. And the dreams to come with the family.
Of course, and I know it makes it count.
Ernest, are you with us?
Yes, and I would definitely have a question for your guests, with your permission, Ifaana.
Okay.
Okay, Atem Ebai Ayuk. Now, you're one of those who are quite involved in the reorganization of the Cameroon film industry, even if it's at the perspective of an actress whom you are. Now, do you have any problem with foreign actors featuring in typically Cameroonian productions like stars, while you are doing a supporting role? Do you have any problem with that?
Yes, I do have a problem. Initially, when Splash Network came, we needed people like Jack Ozi who sacrificed their time, talent to come and boost us up. But now, I think that we have actors amidst ourselves who we can pick out and choose to use as our main, promote their faces so much so that they become our main, and any other supporting actress like me can use them now to gain fame.
Now, you just mentioned Jack. Hello? Are you getting me?
With you, Ernest.
Right. So, if I can recall, one of the first movies that had Nigerian actors in Cameroon was way back in 2003. Now we are in 2014. 11 years. 11 years gone. Yet we still don't have those faces which we think should project the industry. Does that make you feel a little disturbed, Ayuk? Hello? Are you getting me?
With you, Ernest.
Right. So, if I can recall, one of the first movies that had Nigerian actors in Cameroon was way back in 2003. Now we are in 2014. 11 years. 11 years gone. Yet we still don't have those faces which we think should project the industry. Does that make you feel a little disturbed, Ayuk?
No, I can say this without any doubt. Just the Ekume, I'm making a space and other supporting actors and actresses like me act beside him in order to gain fame. We are going to sell our market. We are going to make our Cameroonians know this face. Hey, this is just a bullet. I'm buying this film, definitely. And from then they start knowing us. It trickles down. But since we don't have faces, we always have to go out growing faces, Ghanaians and Nigerians. And honestly, for the 3 years in which I've been in this industry, I've not seen it boost our market.
And what are you doing as actors to make sure that this option is taken into consideration?
We are trying to put together a stronger Cameroon Actors Guild, which is going to respect constitution, bylaws, rules, and above all, try and wipe away the mentality of corruption, the mentality that to serve is to gain. We want to instill a mentality of to serve is sacrifice.
Ifaana, that's all I got for your guess.
Okay, Ernest?
Yes, Ifaana.
Ernest, yes? I think maybe we should bring, one of these days we should bring Jeffrey Epule online and talk to him too, because everybody's talking about him.
Okay, that would be fantastic, Ifaana.
He's working on that.
Okay, meanwhile, I understand that you girls are bracing for a film premiere this weekend. How are you preparing for that, especially Ayuk, who is quite involved in the domain?
Yes, you can say that again. Our PR agency is the one on head organizing this premiere alongside its production.
Right.
And we must say I'm excited personally, not only as a professional but also as an artist. I'm excited because she has invested and sacrificed so much to make this premiere what it should really be. In her own words, she wants Cameroon movies to be identified with class, with elegance, with authenticity, not just local jargon.
Right. Okay, Ifaana.
Yes, Ernest. I sure will be there. I will be at the premiere and I will tell you everything that is happening over there. And all the listeners of African Cocktails, you will get the details.
Okay, she is our eye out there in Central Africa. And of course, she was talking from Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. Ifaana, thank you so much. We hope to have you again next week for yet another contribution from that end. And for those of you who have just joined us, we are doing the last quarter of this edition of African Cocktail, coming to you from Africa Radio with Ernest Kanjo